Hey, everybody, this is Coach MJ, the coaching connoisseur, and I'm so glad that I'm finally able to get on here. Facebook had a major outage today, and it affected my streaming platform and everything else. I don't know what was going on, but I'm glad to be able to talk to you guys today, even though it's a little later than I normally get on here. And today I want to talk about why you, and not just you, but your future coaching clients, because you're going to become a coach, right? Even need to hire a coach at all. Sometimes, it seems like this is a bandwagon. Everybody's a coach and everybody's an expert. And I do believe that everybody has an expertise that is valuable. But sometimes you might be wondering, not only why should I be a coach, why would anybody need a coach? And so we're not talking about a lack of confidence in your abilities. It's more of not necessarily being clear on what a coach's value is and why a person would need a coach to get them to some place where they could get to on their own. And so we're going to talk about at least 5 different areas where having a coach, whether it's a life coach, a relationship coach, health coach, financial coach, business coach, the list goes on and on, no matter what kind of coach it is, why you would need to enlist one of them to help you get somewhere where you probably could go. Because what's true is that a coach really gets you to places where you could have gotten on your own. But the thing is, you haven't gotten there. And so that's going to be the first clue as to why you need a coach. The fact that you have the ability or the potential or the possibility of doing something, if you have not done it within the time frame that you would have wanted to accomplish that, then you have to ask yourself, is having the ability enough, or is there more that's needed? For my former or current athletic people, and even for those who just observed athletics from a distance, you know that no team, no individual athlete goes to any level in a sport if they don't have some type of a coach. Even if it's a sport that's not necessarily a team sport, like maybe martial arts or golf or something of that nature, anybody who achieves any level of success in a space, in some type of a skill, has somebody beside them guiding them along. And so there's a reason why athletics or athletes have coaches, right? But it seems like everywhere else in the world, we fall victim to this idea that I can do it myself. I can figure it out myself, especially when that strong Black woman kind of stereotype or caricature takes over. A lot of times we as Black women can be very resistant to the idea of asking for help, of even needing help at all, because we feel like, well, I can figure this out myself, even though there's all this evidence in your life and other spaces that you haven't been able to figure it out on your own. Whether it was even driving a car, you had somebody showing you how to get in the car and go for the first time. Going to college, going to high school, you had teachers, you had tutors, you had counselors and all these things. But when it comes to business and self-development and our health and some of the things that come later in life, it can be difficult for people to understand, okay, why do I even need a coach? Don't I just need more determination? Don't I just need to be committed? Don't I just need to work really hard? And the answers are yes, yes, and yes. You do need to add determination and commitment and hard work to it. But the bottom line is the things we're going to talk about today, you also need, and that's going to come from a coach. Okay. Again, if we could all self-start and figure out the way and move with confidence on our own, we would be doing it. So the fact that you may recognize already, based on the things I've been training you, that you are an expert who should be a coach. And you also know, and because you know there's people out there who need your help, and the fact that you're now considering why you might need a coach, that means that there's some pieces that you can't come up with on your own that you need from a coach. So let's go ahead and get into it. These are not in any particular order as usual, but the first thing that you need a coach for, and that you will need to do for your coaching clients when you get to that place, is a coach is going to help you to shift your attitude, otherwise known as mindset, your mentality. Often what is holding you back from having the things and doing the things and becoming the things that you want to is a underlying belief that it's not possible, or that it's not necessary, or that it's not feasible. Okay. You may not have said those things on the surface. Let's say, you know, you're overweight and you know that you need to get in shape, and you've tried all the diets, you've tried all the different fads, you've tried going to the gym, didn't stick with it, and all these things. And you hear about a health coach and they're telling you that you can get away from all these negative outcomes you've been experiencing and go to these positive ones. And a lot of times it may seem like, okay, that sounds all well and good, but is that even possible for me? Is it feasible for me? Get some lotion. Is that even feasible for me to believe that I can actually do what it is you're telling me I can do? Is it something that's really going to help me to get where I want to go? Because as we will see in another one of the points I'm going to make, sometimes it's usually going to be things that are things you would not have thought to do that are, I'm going to go ahead and say it, outside of your comfort zone, right? That's what a coach is going to have you do. Because if it was within your grasp, if you already knew about it, and that it was possible for you, you probably would already be doing it. But just having that revelation that something is possible can be so empowering, and that you can have a different outcome just using the health and the weight example, just because everybody in your family may be carrying extra weight, and this may have been the situation for decades, does not mean that has to be your reality. But some people have been so ingrained with the idea that that's just the way it is in my family. We're big boned, whatever the reasons are, these diseases run in our family, whatever that is. So you have to now shift your attitude to what else is possible, and your coach can help you get there. Because if you could get there on your own, you would probably already be there. A coach is skilled, or should become skilled, at helping you to, set your targets higher than where you are, so that you can push yourself to get something that you've not been able to have. And you have to be able to know it's possible. And you have to be willing to accept that it's good enough, or that you're good enough, and that you deserve it, because that's another part of it. Sometimes it's possible. You've seen other people around you achieving these results that this coach is telling you. So you're not crazy. You can see it's possible in the life of a human, but is it something that you deserve? Is it something that can work for you? And so a coach can help to shift your attitude and start to question whether what you've been taught, or what you believed, or what you've been thinking is actually the truth. And so a good coach that you want to become, and that you want to hire for yourself, is one that can help you to see it's possible for you, and that you deserve to have it, and it will work for you. I know a lot of you, even just watching this last few weeks of broadcasts that I'm doing here in these trainings, you probably didn't even think you could be a coach. Maybe the first time you saw me go live, you were like, oh, I can't be no coach. I don't know anything. I don't have a certification. But now you've watched several of them, and yes, I absolutely can with what I know right now, and let me get on it. That's because talking or listening to me, you have shifted, your attitude has been shifted towards your possibility of becoming a coach. A good coach can help to shift your mindset towards what is possible, what is likely, and what you deserve to do or have. The next thing that a good coach is going to do, you're going to be a good coach, and you're going to hire you a good coach, is to draw you out of your comfort zone. I mentioned this a moment ago. Almost everything that your coach is going to require you to do is something outside your comfort zone. There's a saying that I've heard quite a few people say, is that everything you want in life, all the outcomes you want, everything you desire, is right on the other side of your comfort zone. Everything that you're not achieving is because you're staying safe. You're playing it. Some people think they're playing it smart, but if you're not getting the life that you want, if you don't have the income that you want, if you don't have control over your time like you want to, if you're not living the lifestyle and having the freedom that you want, you have to ask yourself, is playing it safe good enough? Everything that a good coach or an excellent coach is going to have you do is going to shake you up some. Sometimes it's going to be like, why is she having us do that? That doesn't even make sense. What does that have to do with, fixing our relationship? But you have to show up coachable, and your perfect clients are going to show up coachable for you, to just recognize that this is part of the process. Because again, if this was something that came easy for you or was comfortable for you, you probably would already have done it. They're going to stretch you. They're going to push you. They're going to challenge you. You're not going to like them sometimes. If you like your coach all the time, they're not pushing you hard enough. You need to be mumbling about your coach under your breath after your sessions together, after your group sessions are done, because they done got on your last nerve. You thought you were doing it good enough, and they ripped the thing apart and told you need to go back and start over and do it better, or whatever that is. They're going to stretch you. They're going to push you to do things that you're not comfortable with doing. There might be times when you have to, do something like maybe speaking in front of people, or being on camera and things of that nature, or, if it's a health offer that you have, maybe you're eating something that you normally don't want to eat, or with your partner, if you're in a relationship coaching situation, maybe you're having to say and do things with your partner that you normally would not have with your regular personality. Your coach is going to draw you out of your comfort zone, because They know that your success is right on the other side of everything that you're accustomed to, everything that you're used to doing. The next thing that a great coach is going to do is to guide you step by step, A to Z of everything that you need to do. It's not good enough to just read a book. And that's why a book is not a coach. You can read about stuff. You can read articles and websites and books, but it's not going to guide you step by step. Even if in the book or the article, it's a list or it's a set of instructions, I guarantee it's not going to give you the depth that a coach is going to give you over the course of several weeks when they're working with you. And the book is not guiding you. The book is just there. If you don't get results or if you get stuck, the book is not speaking back to you. If you're reading a website or even watching a YouTube video, unless you have hired the person who's doing the video to coach you personally, they're not going to be taking all your questions 24/7 when you're struggling, right? You need somebody to walk you through it step by step. A lot of times we will read a book or see a video and you get all excited about the possibilities, but then it's overwhelming. It's like, okay, what do I do first? What do I do next? Am I doing this right? I need a feedback loop. I need to know that I'm on the right track. And you won't have that unless you have aligned with a good coach. And that's what your clients are going to appreciate about you, is that you have outlined everything they need to know, everything they need to do in order, step by step. And as they're going through it, you're not overwhelming them by dropping everything in their lap and going away and saying, I hope they get results. No, you're there to give them the support, to give them the camaraderie, to give them the encouragement, to give them the feedback, to let them know when they're not meeting the mark. So many coaches in the past and so many, just influencers and leaders and thought influencers and things of that nature I've actually heard of people saying to folk, you can't be concerned about people getting results. You can't get people results. Just give them the information and move on. Get their money, give them the information. And that is so wrong. And that is so outside of integrity. You can get people results if you know how to structure your products the right way, your coaching products and your experiences the right way. You can help people get results as long as you're getting the right people in there and they're showing up 100% coachable, 100% all in, game on. You absolutely can. But you have to be guiding them. And I think the people who are saying you can't get results are also the ones that are not trying to walk beside you through the process. The reason why personal trainers, at least good personal trainers, get results is because they're not just shooting you some information and hoping it works out and never see you again. They're in the gym with you, possibly exercising with you, or at least standing there telling you what to do, coaching you through the process. That's why you get results. You're not just in there and they just hope that you stick to it. They're standing right there saying, I need one more rep. I need 5 more reps. That's why people get results when they work with a personal trainer. That doesn't mean everybody needs a personal trainer. Some people are able to do something from within and they can motivate themselves to get going. But a lot of people need help. They don't know what to do. Or if they do know what to do, they don't know if they're doing it right. They don't know if they're doing it in the right order. They don't know if they're doing it enough or too much and all of that. And so a good coach and you as a future coach are going to guide your clients, your students, whatever you call them, step by step through the process. You're not just going to drop stuff on their lap and hope they figure it out. That's why people need a good coach. And tied in with that, we talked about getting people to results. That's what a good coach does. Helps to boost your results. It's not just about gathering information. When I work with people, I'm not just giving them information. I'm leading them towards getting the outcome for which they came to me in the first place. There are Black women out here who want to become world-class coaches, and they need somebody to walk them through the process, somebody who's already been where they want to go and can show them the roadmap to get there. So that if they do the work, because you can't guarantee their results, because you don't know that they're going to do what you tell them to do, but you can boost their results by giving them a system. And like I said, the camaraderie, the support, the encouragement, and then tied in with that is the last one, which is, well, my thing just fell apart. Hold on. They want to hold you accountable. They're going to hold you accountable to do the things you say you're going to do. Because here's what's true. A lot of times we start out excited. Clients are always pumped up when they enroll and they're ready to rock and roll, and then life hits, right? And then they're not showing up and they're not doing what they say they're going to do. They're not responding quickly. They're not doing their homework. They're not doing what they said they want to do. A coach is going to be there to hold your feet to the fire and say, hey, what were those goals? What were those metrics? What were those key outcomes that you said you wanted for your life, for your business, for your health, for your relationship? What happened to that? I need you to step up your game, just like a basketball coach, for example. They might come out at the end of the quarter and huddle the guys together and say, guys, we got to do this, 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 and this. And they remind them of why they're out there to begin with and what they had talked about in the locker room and during practices and all that. The coach just doesn't sit there quiet and hope they figure it out. No, he holds them accountable to say, hey, guys, didn't we come out here and say we're going to beat this team? Didn't we come out here and say we were going to give our all? And they go back in, they get pumped up again, and they come back out and they win. The same is true for your clients. The same is true for you. You need somebody to hold you accountable. A lot of you have been talking about going into business for yourself. A lot of you have been talking about becoming a coach for months and maybe even years, but you still are there stuck in your cubicle prison at work, collecting pennies every 2 weeks. And I call it pennies because your expertise is worth way more than what your employer is willing to cut you in for every 2 weeks on your paycheck. Even if you make what's considered a good living for a job, if they're willing to pay you that much, imagine if you were able to call the shots and use your expertise the way you wanted to and keep all the money, not just a little bit that trickles down to the bottom, right? But you've been talking about it and the job has kept you comfortable, but now you're realizing that the calendar's flipping by. It was 30s, now it's 40s, it might even be your 50s. Wherever you are in life, just realize that you need somebody to hold you accountable to do those things. You thought 10 years ago when you first started talking about it, that was going to be enough. But now you've still been talking about it. You're still at your job. You haven't done the things you want to do. Or maybe you had a mediocre coach and they weren't about results. They didn't know how to hold you accountable. So you started out, but when you fell off, they weren't there to put your feet to the fire and say, hey, what's up? Let's check in. Let's get you back on track. That's really probably, if I had to rate all of these traits, which one's most important, I would say holding you accountable is the big thing, because that's what's missing from books and articles and websites. That's what's missing from, seeing a speaker even live. If you have not hired them in order to work with them, that's what's missing, is somebody to hold your feet to the fire when you get off track, because you will. Life happens, right? Things happen. But to be able to stay the course that you started out on, you need somebody to say, hey, haven't seen you, haven't been showing up. What's going on? What do you need from me to get you back on track? And a good coach is going to be not only committed to getting your results and boosting them so they go to the next level, but holding you accountable to stay the course, at least for as long as you guys are working together, if not beyond. So we've talked about a great coach helping you to shift your mindset, helping to draw you out of your comfort zone, take you step by step from A to Z, everything you need to know to get your outcome, boosting your results so that you are quite overwhelmed by everything that you've been able to accomplish by working with them, or your clients been able to accomplish by working with you, and also holding you accountable so that when you slack off, they're there to help you slack back on. That is invaluable. Most people who don't achieve their goals, it's because they don't have any of this there. They just wrote something on a vision board, put some pictures on a vision board, and they wonder why 5 years from now, after they've looked at that vision board every day but done nothing else to get there, why they haven't actually achieved the things. There's more to it than just saying, oh yeah, I want blah, blah, blah. You need step-by-step guidance. You need somebody to hold your feet to the fire. You need those things in your life to make sure that you get there. It's not enough to want out. Everybody thinks they want to work for themselves when they're frustrated with their boss, when they're frustrated with work, when they're frustrated with their pay in the moment. But not everybody. Only a measly, probably 1% of people actually get the success that they want because they actually do something beyond just talk about it. And I know a lot of you out there, if you didn't think about it before, now you're curious about this coaching thing, but maybe you're not sure if you can make it work. Maybe you're not sure that you know enough to even be an expert. Or maybe you just think, okay, I am an expert, but I don't know how to put together a business and find clients and all of those things. And that's understandable. Not, most people, again, have never been in that type of space, in a coaching space. And so thinking you can just figure it out, if you watch enough YouTube videos, even watching my videos, and just thinking you're going to figure it out, that is naive at best and arrogant at worst. Because just like your college education, your high school education, just like the things you do at your job, you didn't just figure it out on your own. You had training. You had somebody walking side by side with you to get you through that process. And so that's why you need to hire a coach. That's why you need one, because you're not going to fall victim to the strong Black woman caricature that makes you think you can figure out everything on your own and there's some negative to having to ask for help. Oh no, you know that your strength is really in asking for help and having a community walking beside you as you move towards your goals. And if you would like to be able to build wealth while you travel the world as an in-demand wealth building coach in whatever your field of expertise is, I have a special offer for you. If you have been watching these broadcasts, you know that the Build Wealth While You Travel Challenge is coming up on October the 11th. We're going to have 4 days, 4 partial days of amazing, mind-blowing content that's going to show you how to go from here to the stratosphere with a coaching business that might not even exist right now. Or even you might have a coaching business, but you're trading hours for dollars, just like at a job, and that's not scalable, and you're limited. Maybe you're struggling with how to find clients, or maybe you're struggling with your model because it's not efficient enough. So whether you're brand new to coaching or whether you've been in coaching, but what you're doing is not working for the life that you want to have, this challenge, the Build Wealth While You Travel Challenge, is for you. And to sweeten the pot, I am running a 48-hour BOGO 48% off flash sale now through Wednesday, October the 6th at 12 o'clock p.m., which is 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. So what is that going to be? So it was already, it's been going a little over 8 hours at this point. So you only got about 40 hours left. But you're going to go to buildwealthwhileyoutravel.com, and you're going to go /VIP-enroll. And what this is, it allows you and a friend, you and a colleague, you and a family member to become success sisters. What's a success sister? It's 2 or more people who are on the path together, who are going to be accountability partners, who are going to support each other, who are going to go together. Like me and my bestie, we like to go get our nails done together. And you probably do the same thing, or go shopping or travel. Well, this is going to be a journey that's going to change your lives as women, as business women, your finances and everything. And you want to go through this process together. So what I'm doing up until noon on October the 6th is that you can buy one VIP enrollment for regular price. It's just, I can't remember. It's $297. And then the second enrollment will be at 48% off. And I think it's like $154 or something like that. It's an amazing deal. No, I don't even think it's that much. Let me do the calculations right now. Why can't I remember these numbers? 297 times 0.52. It's 154. Okay, I was right. See, that's what happens when you doubt yourself. So it's 154. You guys can split the difference if you want to. Well, that's not up to us. But the instructions are there at buildwealthwhileyoutravel.com /VIP-enroll or -enroll. Just go there. And whichever one of you is getting the regular price VIP enrollment, just go ahead and sign up for that and put in the note on the payment screen your friend's name and email address. We will send her a special link where she can enroll for the BOGO 48% off price. And so the 2 of you can be on this journey together, learning over a 4-day process exactly how to figure out what you are an expert in, to figure out how you can package your expertise, put it out in the marketplace to the people who are already out there looking for your result, looking for your solution, and then how to pull them in and help them to get the result they want by working with you over the course of days or weeks, however long it takes them to get the result. But the special offer for you is a buy one, get one 48% off. And it's only going until this Wednesday. Like I said, you have a little less than 40 hours left to go to buildwealthwhileyoutravel.com/VIP-enroll to go ahead and begin the process. The instructions are there. But even if you don't have a friend that you want to go through this challenge with, that begins on October the 11th, you can still enroll by yourself as always. And I would encourage you to get the VIP experience, because that's where you're going to get the maximum benefit, the maximum exposure, the maximum access to Q&As and bonus content and all of that, in addition to the core challenge content. I am super excited to be hosting this challenge because I want to see more Black women to achieve a life that we often think is not attainable for us as individuals. Even if we see other people living their lives with total freedom, we somehow think it's not for you, but it is for you. And becoming a coach in your area of expertise is going to set you up to be able to afford that kind of lifestyle, income-wise and time-wise. But it starts with, again, getting an expert coach. That would be me, Coach MJ, the coaching connoisseur, and learning the process, learning the system from A to Z, so that you can know exactly what you need to do to achieve that type of business that will give you the freedom to build wealth while you travel. So one more time, we're doing a 48-hour flash sale. It's already started. Head on over to buildwealthwhileyoutravel.com/VIP-enroll. Get your VIP ticket, send us the information about your friend, and we will send her the discounted enrollment link so she can also get a VIP ticket. And you guys can go through this process together as Success Sisters. Because you know what? When you are pivoting out of the job world and that mentality, a lot of the people who are in your life right now won't be able to go with you to that next level because they won't understand what it's all about. You need somebody to go on that journey with you. And that's why you need to bring your Success Sister with you. Good things are better when shared with friends, right? Birds of a feather flock together. So think about what bird is in your flock that you can bring along on this journey with you and take advantage of that 48% off for the next 40 hours. It's been my pleasure to share with you today. I look forward to meeting each and every one of you who enroll in the Build Wealth While You Travel Challenge beginning on October the 11th. Meanwhile, I will see you for my next training broadcast right here, wherever you're watching it right now. Probably be back tomorrow because I'm usually here every day. Meanwhile, get your ticket. Tickets are going to go, and we want to make sure that you get in on it. So don't delay. Get yours today. I just made a rhyme. I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.